Hello and greetings from raining, flooding, flash flood warning in Central Coast, California, where actually areas near me are trending on Twitter right now because of how much rain there is. You may or may not hear the rain in the background, as it is heavily doing so right now where I live right now. I could go out storm chasing practically. We might be swept away before the show's over, so make sure to stay tuned. Yeah, we have serious weather events happening here in California. Did you know? I want to know what you tuned in for. It wasn't to hear about the rain. What did you think I was going to say? Because the elephant in the room is a funny thing, right? The elephant in the room is the thing that everybody's thinking about, but nobody is saying. Is that an accurate definition of the elephant in the room? Elephant in the room meaning comes up. Okay. Here it is. A major problem or a major problem. Some people don't even like the word problem. You can't use that in the business environment. You have to say opportunity rather than problem. You don't even say obstacle because it has a negative connotation to it. It's an opportunity. A problem is really an opportunity. A major problem or controversial issue that is obviously present, but avoided as a subject for discussion because it is more comfortable to do so. So, for example, trans, right? People are thinking about it, but it's not comfortable to say what you're thinking because people are like, why do we have to talk about it? Why do we have to talk about it? I told you in my life advice, I said, there are certain things you're better off not discussing in most situations, really most, because you know how bad people are. If you say the wrong thing, they'll find out. They'll come after you. So the elephant in the room today, well, I got the idea from a tweet where somebody said the elephant in the room just dropped dead, died suddenly. The elephant in the room died suddenly was the joke. It was made by Luke Rudowski, the fearless co-host on Timcast. And he said the elephant in the room has died suddenly. So is that what it is? Do you think it's all the people dying? Is that what it is? The elephant in the room that nobody wants to talk about? I saw a meme about the football player where it said, football player dies of mysterious condition, which nobody knows what it is, except they know exactly what it's not. It's not what you're thinking it is. Mysterious heart attack, but we know it wasn't what you think it was. Yeah, I presented some information this morning about the shots. I think it's suppressed, probably. They don't like the information getting out, but some of the information is getting out, I have to say, as far as the elephant in the room. The information is getting out through like Dr. Campbell, his channel. He shares vaccine information and gets hundreds of thousands of views. I shouldn't even say the word, because if you guys saw the metrics, if you saw like what happens to videos about that kind of content, you would do different than me, probably. You just wouldn't make any. I mean, actually, like most people, this is the way the social engineering works. Is they said, I showed you guys, I made a video yesterday about it, where it said how the government interfered with YouTube and how YouTube specifically buried content like mine that they call borderline content. I'm so sick of being borderline. I just want to I just want to, I just want to cross it. Because if you're borderline, you're still censored. So borderline is the same as, oh, well, you didn't break any rules, but people might get the wrong idea. I mean, that's literally borderline. It's like, well, what you said is true, but people might get the wrong idea. So it's borderline. Like my video about the kid who, like, early on, right? See, so do you guys want to talk about history? We can catch up on some different things. I integrated my intro into this program. It should work. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. I'll give you more life advice today. We'll talk about, I have like Andrew Tate video. Speaking of life advice, I have a story about people impersonating gay doctors who were super pro lockdown. I have that story and more on this Lift the Veil show.
Okay, cue musical intro. Boy, that's brilliant. I do think some things in the world are real. Like you guys. You guys are real. Most of you. Most of my listeners, I think, are not just in my head. I think I have the metrics to prove it. You've taken a leap of faith today. What is that sound? And I apologize if you take offense. I'm a little offended myself. Welcome to our show. Welcome to the future. What it is, joining you live from sunny California. It's a beautiful day today. I'm your host, Nathan Stoltman. And I bring you the news, the real news.
That's cool, right? I got it integrated. Did you guys see this? I got this logo in the corner, and I don't have a name tag anymore because everybody knows who I am, right? I'm Lift the Veil. So, you're here about the elephant. Did you guys know about my COVID coverage? See, I could be, people don't ridicule me much because I came around. People do ridicule Scott Adams for buying into the vaccine mainstream. I shouldn't even say the word, like I said. The mainstream narrative on the shots and so forth. And I never did that, but I did believe in masks at one point. I did believe that masks worked and people should wear them indoors, not outdoors. I always thought that was ridiculous. Indoors. I was convinced that few people that I trusted said they thought they worked. It seemed like it did for Asian people and stuff. So I did think so. Once I saw the evidence that they didn't, then I was like, oh, okay. So once I saw the evidence, then I changed my mind. And then also I tried to make up for it by making content about the shots while the shots were coming out. So anyway, one of the videos I made was about this kid who died after getting the shots, of a large heart and stuff. And they censored it for misinformation, even though it was true story. So that's what they do, though. Anyway, they censor. And the social engineering aspect of things is if I make content that exposes something that would make somebody hesitant, then they marginalize it, they censor it, they cut down on the distribution. And the psychological impact is to make it so you don't want to make videos like that anymore. That's by design. That's how they control us as content creators. They reward you for certain kinds of content, and they penalize you, really, for other kinds of content. And in my case, no matter what I say, I've tried saying lots of different things. My videos are never monetized, never. So if you see a commercial, I don't even know what it's for, which is cool because you get the show commercial free. And also it makes it really like relevant that I advertise for my for ways you can donate to the stream, which is cool because I don't run that many ads. You can go to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil. And I plan to use that as a distribution source for some materials, which you may have read and stuff before, but which I can't talk about on the show. There are things I can't talk about on the show, unfortunately. Like, even though I'm interested, and maybe one day we could have a meetup where we talk about really sensitive subjects, but I might use my mailing list, because when you go to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil, I guess they take your email address. It seems like, even though it's not my intention to do that, but I can email you and maybe give you some information that way if you ever were a donor, and you can become a member there too. So buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil. We also have t-shirts, which are epic. I haven't even shown you my website for a long time for our t-shirts. You can go to truthclothing.io. That's our website where we have t-shirts. I'll show you. And hoodies too. I normally wear the hoodie every day, but like that shirt or some other shirts, all on this website. So check it out. And then there are also cryptocurrency shirts on there. And you can pay in cryptocurrency too, I think. So anyway, check it out. Truthclothing.io. That's where we have our stuff. Thanks for supporting the show. All right. So what the elephant in the room could be the people dying from the shot. It could be something else, like trans stuff, right? Could be an elephant. I wonder what else. It could be AI. Is AI the elephant in the room? I had a discussion with somebody today about AI. You guys really need to keep up with it because it can already do a lot of stuff, including, well, it can help you. It should be able to help you write emails and things and summaries of things. I haven't completely exploited it to the most of its potential. That's ChatGPT. Oh, but I did. I used AI to create this show because the elephant in the room in the thumbnail is from DALL-E 2. DALL-E 2. I had DALL-E 2 give me an elephant in a room with some people in it. And that's what showed up. So it is cool. I was talking to an artist today, and I told him he was becoming irrelevant, or that some of his art, like some of the things he charges for, AI could do it. The same, basically the same. No, nobody would know the difference. You know what I mean? Even though it's cool for a human to do it, AI could do it now. So do you want to see the pictures? Just in case you guys aren't familiar with this technology. I can show you guys the pictures I developed for this show, this broadcast. I wrote as my prompt an elephant in a small room with a few people in the room. And then these are the pictures that came up. They're pretty good. They're pretty artistic. I don't know. It's pretty impressive. The faces and stuff aren't perfect. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's better than I can do. That's the thing about AI, is it's better than I can do on my own. So this AI, like other forms of technology, is a tool. Don't forget that thing about technology. Don't be a slave to technology. Use technology to your benefit. Don't doom scroll and stuff. Like if you find yourself doom scrolling, you should stop. If you spend too much time on Twitter, you should limit the amount of time you spend on there, especially if it's making you upset with the world. You should limit your time on there, especially. But all the same, it is a way to communicate with people. And the phones that we use, they operate for that. And the phones also have very advanced technology on them, like the cameras are very impressive. If you want to impress people, for guys especially, like if you want girls to like you, you should use Apple products. Girls like that better. If you have an iPhone, because when they message you, for this for Android bros out there who just don't know, like when a girl messages you from her iPhone and your message comes in green, then she thinks less of you, basically. Even though the Android phone might cost more, doesn't matter. That's just the way it is. So it's better to use Apple products. And then if you want to really impress people at your interviews or what have you, you can use Apple products to do that too. The way I have my camera set up is my phone right now because of like the new tech of the computers talking to each other. So it's one of those cases where Apple products are better. Girls like them more. That's all I'm saying. If they have a preference, some of them might not. You might meet like one gamer girl who doesn't care about your Android, but for the most part, that's it. That's advice for people. Yeah, I have to give advice for incels. I was thinking of advice for fat people. I was thinking of all kinds of different advice. I don't know if I can give it to you guys all at the same time, though. You guys want to see this shooting? Decide, is the guy guilty of anything? I'll ask you. I'll quiz you. Did the shooter take it too far? I'll ask. I'll show you guys the. Oh, I don't know if I can show it actually, because it is like violent, right? You can show it on Twitter. Have you guys seen the video of the person who unloads into the person in Texas who held up the diner? So yeah, that's the video I was going to show you, but it does show like extreme violence. So I think that might not be allowed. I got banned from Twitch once, well, permanently, for showing some kind of violence. So I'll avoid it. You've probably seen the video. The guy does kind of unload into the criminal in a kind of unnecessary way. So he might face charges. People are mixed about it. He might face charges. I mean, he kind of threw in a few too many shots after the threat was, eliminated. Basically, he continued shooting. So that guy might have issues. But I'm not going to show you the video because it does have violence. Let me show you this. This is Andrew Tate talking about how he hustled men, how they lied to men, basically. So it is interesting, the debate out there about Andrew Tate. because people get very upset. Like people who are defenders of Andrew Tate get very upset about people who even share stuff like this about Andrew Tate, or people, or if they perceive that someone is trying to make Andrew Tate look bad, then people attack that person. So even this guy, Mario Nawfal, who says he's unbiased. Well, it's one thing to be unbiased, but when you start getting the information and the information points a certain way, then I don't know if it's biased to say the information is pointing a certain way, but that's what people are saying. So like on Twitter, people are trying to shut down people like Syrian Girl, who is going hard at Tate for the stuff he's on record saying, and then the stuff that they're saying in the accusations and stuff. But this is a clip of how they lied to guys on the internet to get them to send a lot of money. So I'll play that.
And here's, maybe this is a bit. Okay, baby, 2 more weeks to go. Now it needs to fuck, right? You can get girls. Now he's spending more than ever. 2 weeks. 2 weeks gone. Some other problem. Whether it's visa or whatever. Make up some bullshit. Right? All these OnlyFans chicks in there. Oh my God! People want free OnlyFans tutorials. Yeah, people would say, why do those girls work? The girls who work for me.
Sorry. Hold on, I got to stop this. I can hear it, but you guys can't. Okay, so that was 1 minute without sound, huh? Sorry, guys. I had my stuff wired. I had the settings wired different. I'll play it again. And now it'll work. Sorry about that. Thanks for letting me know. You can hear me now, right? I'll start playing at the beginning.
And here's, maybe this is a bit bad. Here's where the famous would start. So it'd be good. Like, I had a lot of girls who worked for me, and the best was like the Ukrainians or the Russians. It was amazing because they'd get some guy, fall in love, they'd arrange a day to meet, all this shit. I need a visa. Okay, get a visa. I need money for a visa. Okay, how much is a visa? It's $900. No, but it's not $900 because I went to the embassy. They think I'm a risk, and I need a return flight there and back, and I need a hotel. I need to have spending money in my bank account. They want, all right, 10 grand. Boom, it's 10 G's. Boom. Thanks. Wow. Go to the embassy, take a picture outside the embassy. Boom, come back. They rejected my visa. They said we have to wait 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, they'll give it to me. Okay, baby. Boom. 2 more weeks of tips. Boom, 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 boom. Because now he thinks he's gonna fuck, right? Thinks we get the girls. Now he's spending more than ever. 2 weeks. 2 weeks come. Some other problem. Whether it's visa or whatever. We make up some bullshit, right?
All these OnlyFans chicks can learn from you, man.
Oh, man,
no,
bro,
but you know, like a free
people watch
free OnlyFans tutorial.
Yeah,
here
people would say, why did those girls work for you? Because the girls would work for me, and at 50%, because it was 50-50, would make millions per month. If they worked for themselves, they'd make fucking nothing. I was the best in the fucking.
Now they're telling me that they've detected copyrighted audio and video. So you're saying this is copyrighted? Really? And can't play anything on YouTube. I swear. Well, apparently somebody copyrighted this video, so you can't play it. I played 1 minute and 7 seconds worth of it. Anyway, you heard the story. They would convince guys. The girls were going to get a visa. They were going to come meet him. I mean, he already did say that stuff. He already did say that. You know, that he was scamming guys, that they'd say they would go meet him, everything. It's kind of, I think it's legal, actually. So actually, in as much as these clips don't show anything illegal, I don't think they do. So I guess the pimp lesson from that is not to be one of those guys. Basically, don't be one of those guys that's giving a cam girl $10,000 to get a visa because she probably has a pimp who's the actual person that you're talking to, and she's never going to come and meet you. But he said it works. He says not only does it work, the story, I don't know how far he got in the story. The story he said is they would tell the guys, oh, we need a visa. Then they take a picture in front of it. I'll tell you the rest of the story. Let's see if I remember. And then they'd piss the guy off. After faking going to get a visa and stuff, they'd say there were problems getting the visa. Then the girl would say, oh, I don't feel like it today. I have a headache. Then that would start a fight with the guy. Then they would use that against the guy, and she would say, oh, I don't feel safe anymore. And the guy would lose it. He'd get really upset, stop tipping her for a while, stop watching for a while, and then he'd come back for more. So don't be that guy. That's definitely true from his Pimp University. Don't be that guy. You're better off with an AI girlfriend than a fake Ukrainian girlfriend who says she's going to meet you and needs a visa, because the AI girlfriend probably won't say that. But that's you guys see, they are advertising AI girlfriends, right? It might be better than no girlfriend at all. I'm not sure. I haven't tested it out. I mean, if that's the choice between no girlfriend at all and an AI girlfriend, it might be good to talk to something, but I'm not sure. They advertise it. Would you rather try out an AI partner or have a self-driving car? What would you feel more comfortable with? That movie, Her, is really a prediction of the future. Eventually, that's the way it's going to be. That stuff's all going to happen really fast. So if I cover AI more often, it's because it is going to happen kind of fast, that it takes over stuff. And then eventually, yeah, the show. Maybe I'll have an AI. Maybe I could have an AI co-host. That would be cool. Somebody said something ridiculous about Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been looking good. Cryptocurrency was looking good today. Did you guys see Jimmy Fallon? I'll play that. They'll let me play a minute of it. They'll let me play it. These fuckers. Freedom is not free. Freedom is not freedom. We live under an illusion of freedom. I think I can play this Jimmy Fallon clip of him being a jackass, talking about the latest variant of COVID. So let me play this.
There was Alpha, then Delta, then Omicron next. But this latest variant might be the best. It's XBB.1.5. Another brand of COVID-19 has arrived. It's a new strain, but it isn't the same. Sounds more like Elon Musk's his name. It's XBB.1.5. Not UB40 who sings red wine. Put on your mask when you're inside a facility. It could be a robot from a Star Wars trilogy. It's XBB.1.5. Not OMG or MP3 or TCBY or an iChart made by a really high guy. Sounds like the password of your parents' Wi-Fi. It's XBB.1.5. XBB.1.5.
Amazing.
There was Alpha, then Delta, then...
Amazing. That is really amazing. I don't know. There was nothing funny about it or anything. I don't know if they're getting paid. The next, there was a new Twitter Files today. but it was maybe the most uneventful Twitter files to date. This particular Twitter files was about Scott Gottlieb trying to censor people who said stuff about the shots. So, and then I made a video about the shots, which you can watch. I won't mention that subject on this video, just in case. There is a story in the news that was published in December, actually, about doctors posing as pushing lockdowns and masking and pretending to be gay, actually, too. Or actually, everything was pretend. So it wasn't just that they were pretending to be gay. The avatar that they used was gay, doctor, and they pushed lockdowns and masking and stuff, and they were totally fake. So this is a story that was covered in the San Francisco Standard, and it talks about a bunch of this. For example, this is a description of this transgender. This was a transgender doctor of sociology and feminist studies with a keen interest in poetry, used they, them pronouns, was using actually a stock photo of a Latino man for their, it was totally fake. And they also said they had a comatose husband who was from COVID and another family member who died from COVID. So this is the kind of person who was pushing stuff on Twitter, pushing for lockdown, saying COVID was really bad. And they used the gay thing. That's why I thought the ultimate troll with this guy Santos, the politician who lied about everything, is that he's supposed to be gay. So I was thinking that the ultimate would be that if he also, because he pretended to be Jewish, which you would think, okay, like if it's so bad being Jewish, right? Which some people say it is like really scary, then you would think that someone wouldn't pretend to be Jewish, because why would they want bad things to happen to them, right? Like what happens to Jewish people. But he did pretend to be Jewish, so there must be some benefit. There must have been some benefit. He must have imagined at least some benefit to claiming that he was, and that was that he was looking for like donors and stuff who thought he was Jewish. So it's not, so pretending to be gay is the next thing, really. Like, I mean, I've thought about it, is that if I was in the workplace, and the workplace, like in California, this stuff is crazy. They say boardrooms, they're trying to make this rule that boardrooms had to have a certain amount of diversity. But diversity includes not just male, female diversity, but it includes LGBTQ. So if I was a straight male executive, then I would think I would want to start identifying as bisexual at least. And because, you know, you don't even have to do anything. You don't even have to do anything gay. You can just say, you can be married and stuff, and you just say, oh yeah, I'm bi. And then that satisfies the quota. So I do see, and now everybody, like all the kids say they're LGBTQ now, right? So there's obviously some kind of benefit to it. Because actually by the numbers, more people aren't acting gay from what I've seen, right? Like if you look at it, more people actually aren't being gay. The same amount are actually being gay. People are just saying they're queer or LGBTQ, identifying as what have you, while still doing things that are totally heterosexual with their life. So there's something going on, you know. There's people perceive a benefit. People perceive a benefit to identifying as something other than cisgender, whatever that is. I heard straight people are called cisgender too. I didn't even know that. So cisgender just means you're your gender. You're the same gender. Men and women are different. Okay. I was going to talk to you guys about the thing that's going to destroy society, and that's equal pay for equal work, or just the whole concept of having women make the same as men, because it basically means by the time it's all done that women make more than men and have more opportunities to make money than men. And that is bad for people because women want to be with somebody who makes more money than them. By nature, it's not even something they can control. Women have babies, and therefore they want somebody who's going to provide and protect. But the best way you can do that is with cash money. And women don't like it when they're married to somebody who makes less money than they do. And it's borne out in statistics and stuff. So we are headed downhill as a society because women now have more opportunities to be the breadwinners, and they don't like doing that naturally. Now, if I have to give advice to women, I have to say women realize that you're having biological issues and just like accept the fact that you make more money, and that's okay. But I understand, like, a woman's like not going to respect a guy who doesn't make more money. So equal pay for equal work is going to destroy society. And I have the data. It says if a woman makes more than a man, the likelihood of divorce goes up 50% from a national survey of families and households. And that's happening more and more. So that's what I was going to say is the thing that's going to destroy society. And I looked into it even further. Men are more likely to cheat on their wife if their wife makes more money than them, which is kind of weird. So it's bad all around. It's all bad. Equality is wrong, basically. People are not equal. People are different. And that's why people like to listen to Andrew Tate. He said when men and women are different. He said, I guess what he was most famous for saying, I'll take phone calls, okay? So you can get ready to call in. I won't do that panel thing again until I can figure out that I'm going to have good guests. Oh, shit. What was I going to say? I can't remember. I'll open the phone. I told you I was going to open the phone and then I was going to say something. I forgot. I'll open the phone. Thanks for tuning in. You can help me out by going to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil. That's my university, Grifter University. You can become a member there. I'm going to try to figure out how to turn memberships on YouTube. And then we'll see what else. I'll put up the number 650-429-8294 if you want to call in. Let me know what's on your mind. You can tell me. And don't say anything that'll get me banned or anything. Yeah, I tried. Hey, you're on the air.
Oh my God, I can't believe I got through.
That was easy.
So I really like your show. I listen to it almost every night that you're on.
Thank you.
I think it's good.
Oh, good. Thank you.
And I liked it when Jelena was on, though, because it was like, you were the straight man and she was the comic or whatever, your personality. Yeah,
yes.
so that was kind of
good.
But
she would need, like, it's good you're saying something nice about her being on because she doesn't seem as motivated to come on the show.
okay.
So I don't know if she'll be on
Yeah.
anytime soon, but that's cool that you say
Well,
that. She has a job and stuff,
yeah.
so she's got other stuff going on.
Yeah. Well, just let her know that I thought it was pretty good when she was on. I have some T-shirt ideas if you're interested.
Yeah, t-shirt. We haven't made a new t-shirt in a long time, but if you have ideas for us, yes, you could always send them to me via whichever Twitter messages is good, or Twitter messages is the best probably,
Yeah, I'm not
or
on
email. Oh, you
Twitter
can
anymore.
you could email me, but I'm not as good with emails.
Okay. Well,
So
can I tell you my favorite one?
yes, you can.
Boost me to the moon.
Boost me to the moon.
Yeah.
Because, but isn't that encouraging people to get boosted?
No, it's being sarcastic.
I see. To the boost
Yeah.
me to the moon. Do you think people would
let me tell you
understand?
one. I think so. Yeah, because it's like if you say "boost me to the moon," you're kind of saying it's a crazy idea. Like, yay, you know.
Yeah, right. Okay,
But I
that's
have
cool.
another one. I actually made a T-shirt for myself, but I just used fabric paint. I didn't get it like screened or anything, but it's an outline of a Scots Terrier. You know how they look, the terrier.
Yeah, I like that dog.
Yeah, I did an outline, and then inside I said terrier wrist.
Terrier rest.
Yeah. And somebody did stop me at the grocery store, and they were like, do you like terriers? And I'm like, yeah.
That's funny.
But I think he got it. So
Yeah.
another thing, are they making people wear masks where you live?
No, not that I've noticed. We have a pretty
Okay.
people are pretty I don't live in like a liberal part of California as far as California goes. I mean, it's still liberal, but
Okay.
it's not as far as California goes. Why? Do you know places where people are doing that?
Well, I haven't checked out downtown where I live in a few days, but I heard that the masks are coming back, and they're where I live in Bellingham, Washington. They are like mask crazy here.
Really?
Like you'll see, yeah, like a year ago, people were wearing them while biking, while outside, and no, they're not even walking with anybody. And I would get like accosted in stores when I walked in.
Really?
Like, one lady was like, "You're hurting people," and I'm like, "Well, you don't seem like the caring type." So like,
man, give me a break.
yeah,
people are
people literally.
ridiculous.
I got kicked out of a bunch of places up
Wow.
here.
Are people aren't still like that though, right?
Well, not about the mask.
That's good.
But I've heard that they're going to come back. Like, I don't know.
That wouldn't be good.
So we'll see.
We'll
Next
see.
time I go to the grocery store, I'll find out, because for a year or two, everybody in the store was wearing masks inside, and I was the only one that wasn't. So
weak.
Yeah, and a few places up here, a few restaurants asked for vaccine cards.
Really?
But
Really?
Yeah, it was terrible.
That is terrible.
Yeah.
I don't think I
But they
ever
don't
had to
do
do
that.
that.
Yeah, another thing is I just turned 50 last year.
Congratulations.
And I've always been excited about joining the senior center, right? I don't know. Most people would be like, oh, that sucks. But I always looked forward to it because I went with a couple friends a long time ago, and there's free pool. Lunches only cost $1. I mean, it looked like
cool.
a nice thing.
Yeah, it's
and
cool.
then I called like a year ago, and I've called a couple times since then, and you can't go unless you're vaccinated.
Oh, really? Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
They're trying to kill them all.
I know.
Jeez.
What?
They're trying to kill them all, it sounds like.
Yeah, it does sound like, yeah. It's
scary.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you read Generations or Fourth Turning by Strauss and Howe?
No, I don't think so.
You got to check out those books because they basically predicted what we're going through like 30 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
They
Okay.
said,
You're talking about The Fourth Turning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Fourth Turning, and their
Yeah, I'm
first book
familiar.
was Generations.
I'm familiar with the
And if you
theory.
could, Yeah, if you could interview, one of the guys died, but Neil Howe is still alive.